Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game. the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com. We are here at Bishop Luers High School to broadcast this game between Bishop Luers and Angola here on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff along with Andrew Wish bringing you the broadcast. Well, Luers started the season off on the right foot with a win over Central Noble just back on Saturday, so they are 1-0 to start the season going up against an Angola team that, this is their first game of the season, but they're coming off a season where they won 21 games a year ago.
Yes, Thad, absolutely thrilled to be here and couldn't open up the season any better than two really good teams for the opening start of the season, especially for Angola, their first game of the year, as you said. They were regional runner-ups last year to finish the season. Actually had a 6-point lead in that game very, very late, very close to being regional champions, and they returned 3 starters for the 2019-2020 season. Ranks currently in the preseason poll 10th in 3A. And going up against the host Luers, the Knights, ranked 13th preseason in 3A. So we are in for a treat here at Bishop Luers High School tonight.
One of those players who returns is Lydia Reinbold. She's averaged 14 points per game a year ago. She was the leading scorer, and she returns as a senior this year for the Bishop Luers Knights.
Yeah, expect it for us to call her name quite a bit, and on the flip side for the Hornets, expect to hear the name Hannah Knoll, the Energizer Bunny, as they call her. Expect that name to be heard a lot tonight. If you don't know much about Hannah Knoll and you're from the Fort Wayne area, a heck of a basketball player, does a little bit of everything extremely well for Coach Appleton.
Well, we have got about 20 seconds before we get things started here. I believe we'll either have the introduction of the starting lineups or the national anthem. Got the teams ready to have the introduction of the starting lineups, it looks like. We'll be starting here in just a few seconds, and we will turn it over to the PA announcer for the introduction of the starting lineups as well as for the national anthem here on SummitCitySports.com.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Principal Jim Booth, Athletic Director Kevin Godfrey, and Assistant AD Diane Karst welcome you to tonight's varsity game between the Hornets of Angola High School and the Knights of Bishop Luers. And now introducing members of the Angola varsity. Number 3, Danielle Dunham. Number 10, Maisie Strand. Number 15, Allie Lawrence. Number 20, Michaela Thompson. Number 25, Rachel Cockcroft. Number 30, Megan Nyson. Starting for the Hornets, number 22, Hannah Knoll. Number 23, Lauren Leach. Number 33, Cleolis Tenstermacher. Number 43, Jessica Davis. Number 44, Janet Fee. The head coach for Angola is Brandon Appleton, assisted by Troy Smith, Dan Hucknick, and Jeff Fee. And now for the Knights of Bishop Luers. Number 2, Taylor Fikes. Number 3, Sarah Sylvester. Number 4, Audrey Vestfall. Number 10, Catherine Heine. Number 11, Anna Karen. Number 32, Libby Bierbaum. Number 42, Morgan Zimmerman. Starting for the Knights, number 21, Lydia Reinbold. Number 24, Kennedy Glenn. Number 30, Delaney Bailey. Number 33, Janiah Bright. Number 34, Doreen Devon. The head coach for the Knights is Mark Pixley, assisted by Mary Hathaway and Tanissa Merriman. And your officials for this game are Jeff Lytle, Brett Ratcliffe, and Justin Shippey. Please stand for the national anthem.
And with that, we are now ready for basketball as the Bishop Luers Knights get set to do battle with the Angola Hornets. Today's game is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And Thad, 3 seniors in the starting lineups for both squads. For the Hornets, 3 seniors, a junior and a sophomore. Leach, as well as for the Knights, 3 seniors and 2 juniors. As we get ready to tip it up.
That's Kennedy Glenn waiting to tip it off. And we are underway here at Luers. The tip won by the Hornets.
And right away you see Knoll weaving.
Oh, heck of a drive. Hannah Knoll to the basket.
And expect this full court pressure from Coach Appleton. He talked about his
And they turn it over right away.
desire.
I think that was Knoll who came up with, no, that's number 33, Kayla Fenstermaker, I beg your pardon. It's one of those long names that hopefully we don't stumble over too much during the course of this night. Feed inside. Tough shot doesn't go from Jessica Davis, and we get a foul down low. And they will call the foul on number 33, Janiah Bright.
Jessica Davis, her first.
I think that's going to be 43. They called it against the Hornets. Number 43, Jessica Davis, her first team first.
Did we get a double dribble call, I think?
Might have been a kick ball against the Hornets. Expect this man-to-man pressure. They will trap out of it, but also just try to turn you and run and jump in this full court pressure.
This is Lydia Reinbold, gives it up to Bright. Oh, she's cut off, but gets across the timeline and finds Javens. Reinbold looking to drive the basket, kicks it out. 3-ball on its way, no good from Delaney Bailey, but an offensive board by Bright. Kicks it back out, jumper from the baseline, no good. Reinbold has the rebound, and the 3 no good by Glenn, and a foul called down low. We'll see who they get this one on. Jenna Fee gets called for the foul. So far still 2-0, but a quick 3 from the baseline. Check that, that's a long 2. Rebound pulled down by Fee. As Luers looks to set up a little press, but Angola is able to beat that. 3 from the wing, it's good! Jana Fee.
Yeah, nice find there again by Noel. Noel, the one-person press break for the Hornets so far. Really good with the ball in her hands, able to find her teammate Fee. A lot of confidence for all 5 players on both of these teams. They will let it fly from all 5 positions.
It was Jana Fee who knocked that last ball out. And the inbound goes to Bright. Bright gets a screen. Trying to get to the bucket. It's cut off. Instead, has to feed it outside, and a blocking foul is called down low on the Hornets.
I think that's going to be the second on Davis. Came over from the help side position just a little late.
Also number 43, Jessica Davis.
Jessica Davis called for the foul.
Her second.
That's her second. Was on the floor, so it'll be an inbound for the Knights. Knights have won 6 state championships in the history of their school, as Glenn had a little bit of trouble at first, but eventually comes up with a loose ball. Well guarded, though. And her pass is thrown away right to Jana Fee, I beg your pardon.
I think that's the second turnover already for the Knights. Coach Pickley, that was his number one key to tonight's game to be successful, is taking care of the basketball against this Hornet pressure.
Hannah Knoll trying to go to work. Instead gives it up to Fenstermaker. Out to the wing, that's Knoll for 3, in and out. Off the back iron, and it's Reinbold with the outlet to Glenn. Check that, that's not Glenn, that's number 34, Dory Javins, and she gets fouled on the play.
That was a pass, Thad, from Lydia Reinbold. She threw that with her left hand, 3/4 of the court on the money, to the teammate Dory Javins, who will shoot 2 here.
So Javins will go to the line, trying to get Luers on the board, and she does. First free throw attempt is good. Second one, 2 for 2. So now Luers will call a quick timeout. Well, we'll stay with you for this timeout. But so far, Luers having a little bit of trouble with the press, you might say, from Angola.
Yeah, and again, that's a man-to-man full-court pressure. Coach Appleton said he was going to get after it 84 feet. These teams have played each other for years now, know each other very well. These coaches are both in their 6th year at the head of these programs. And so, Coach Pixley expected that pressure, but, it's one thing to say take care of the ball against it. It's another thing to go out and execute that live when it's in your face. And so give the Hornets all the credit. They're really trying to speed up and force these Knights to their weak hand, and you see a couple mistakes early.
Hornets defeated the Knights last year. That was at Angola, 39-29. And again, it was a heck of a season that Angola was able to put together. 21-7 was their record a year ago. And that's Reinbold able to meet up with Knoll at the start. Knoll looking to drive to the basket, puts it home.
And again, the help side was there, but give Knoll credit, just slippery, able to avoid the help defender and just softly kiss it off the glass.
Kennedy Glenn for 3, no good. Luers still has not made a shot from the field tonight. Knoll flings it back across the court. Wide open up top is Morgan. Back inside, and I think that's not Knoll. That's Bright who gets check that. That's Fenstermaker who gets fouled.
Yeah, and you like the speed of what the Hornets play with. They keep it wide, 5 wide around the arc. They love to bring that opposite guard into the free throw area where they can then basket cut, always catch it with their eyes up, ready to play basketball. Great speed.
You see a lot of players moving without the basketball in this Angola offense. Unfortunately for them, had a missed free throw there by Fenstermaker.
In for the Knights, number 3, Sylvester, a freshman guard for Coach Pixley.
This is the first trip to the free throw line for the Hornets, and Fenstermaker goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Back down the floor comes number 3, Sarah Sylvester. And a foul down low. That's going to send Delaney Bailey to the line.
And Bailey, a junior, one way to attack the pressure is to go right at it. Don't go around it. Go right at it. Get to the hoop and then take your time and be a smart basketball player. And give Bailey credit there. She got there, took her time, and going to have 2 free throw opportunities.
It was Dory Javens who went to the line on the last trip as Bailey knocks down the first of 2 free throws. So far, all the Knights' points have come from the charity stripe. 2 for 2 goes Bailey. Well, they're 4 for 4 as a team from the charity stripe, but the Knights have yet to make a shot from the field. Got a lot of basketball to be played, though. And again, off the bench is Maisie Strand. She gives it up.
You see the 5 wide offense for Angola, really keeping it wide, a lot of weave, keeping that middle open for dribble drive and also back cuts.
Noel missed the 3, a little strong off the backboard, and that's probably going to be a jump ball, and it is. Possession arrow will give it to the Knights. And now we get a little of that full court pressure by the Hornets. They just get it across the timeline. Oh, open down low, but missing the bucket was Anna Perrin. That was 2 points waiting to happen, and even though it wasn't an air ball, she's hearing it from the visiting crowd. Back the other way comes Reinbold. She gets cut off, and that's going to be last touch by the Knights.
Yeah, and that's a sign of a good team, a team that's able to press off of a missed shot there. Noel missed the pull-up jumper, but right away still able to press that defensive rebound for the Knights and create a turnover.
Here's Fenstermaker across the timeline. Back over to Noel. Matchup zone, it looks like. Fee kicks it back out. And that's going to be out of bounds. Last touched by the Knights.
Little 4 low here, look for Coach Appleton. Here's a flare up. Watch the down screen, flex screen here. And then a down screen for Noel. Read very well by Javens, who's going to be called for being a little too aggressive on that pass.
Foul's on Dory Javens. It's her second foul. This is Noel with the feet inside. Gets it to Fenstermaker, and she's fouled.
Yeah, Fenstermaker did a lot of good things for the Hornets in last year's sectional championship run. That was over at Concordia High School, that 3A sectional. And you see her there catching it, going up strong despite her size. Fenstermaker just 5'7", but taking it up strong inside.
And for the second time, they start out with a missed free throw at the charity stripe. And it was Fenstermaker who went to the line last time for Angola. She went 1 for 2 on that trip. Second one is good, though, and now it's 9-4 in favor of the Hornets. And we may get a little full court pressure here by the Hornets.
Yeah, and again, they'll trap that. They'll switch it. And looking for opportunities.
Here comes Reinbold down the floor. Left-hand layup. It's good.
Again, able to kind of knife her way through. Really smart to put that off the square as her momentum was carrying her towards the basket.
Missed three, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Luers. 9-6 the score with 3:04 to go. And Knoll looks to put it in play. She does, but it gets loose. Recovered, though, by the Hornets. And back over to Hannah Knoll. She gets cut off on the double team.
Great help defense there in recovery. Able to get out and deny, but also fill the gap on the drive.
Lawrence feeds it inside. That's a foul. Before the shot, it looked like. It's going to send Lauren Leach to the free throw line. And they're going to call that foul on number 11, Anna Parent.
Looks like they're going to call that on the ground. Leach, just a sophomore, got some varsity experience last year as a freshman.
Knoll to put it in. She does to Lawrence. Lawrence the feed back to Knoll and out of bounds. Reinbold gets it in, and the ball goes out of bounds.
So now they're going to go a little face denial and play over the top. And like the press break there by Pixley, have Reinbold, maybe your best ball handler out here.
She gets a screen from Parent. Parent trying to get inside, feeds it back out to Glenn. And Glenn loses it, but foul is called.
Also number 44, Jenna Lee, for second.
That already the sixth team foul against the Hornets. We're at the 2:27 mark here in the first quarter, and Luers going to be shooting for the next 10.5 minutes here in the first half.
Parent gets cut off and nearly stolen, and that's going to be a jump ball. That'll give it back to the Hornets.
Maybe I like the Tuesday hustle. Diving on the deck.
It'll be Hannah Knoll to bring it across the timeline for the Hornets. Hannah Knoll has only made 3 points, or excuse me, she's got 4 points in the game total as we get a foul called.
Yeah, the Knights came out there in a little half-court trap. Knoll with her head up, able to speed by the trap, and then Sylvester called for the foul.
Leach puts it in play. That's Fenstermaker, kicks it back up top. That shot gets blocked.
Blocked indeed.
Reinbold feeds it. 3 from the corner. Sylvester left it short. And we get a foul called against the Knights. So it will stay with the Hornets.
And I think that'll be the 7th team foul against the Knights, and so free throw shooter might be number 10 for the Hornets. It is indeed Maisie Strand, as both teams now in the bonus for the rest of the first half.
Strand's free throw no good, and that one gets knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Knights. Oh, that was very close.
Yeah, Fenstermaker again, scrappy inside.
Feed inside Knoll. Check that was Fenstermaker, had it ripped away. And back the other way comes Parent, has it stolen. And poked out from behind by Jayla Fikes. But it's out of bounds, last touched by the Knights.
Yeah, fans got to be loving this defense. The Hornets, again, able to press after a miss. Never a dull moment when you're playing the Hornets. Purple people, always in your way.
Lauren Leach waits to get it in. And it does to Hayla Fenstermaker. It's Jayla Fikes with a defense on her. And now Knoll gets it back.
Yeah, it really does look like Coach Pixley has applied the box and one against Hannah Knoll.
Strand
here
with the missed 3 and the ball out of bounds, last touch by the Knights. A lot of second chance opportunities for the Hornets here in the first quarter.
And you can see it looks like a legit box. Going to guard the post right here are the Knights with 33, denying Knoll probably everywhere she goes.
Lawrence no good on the three, but another offensive board, and Fenstermaker will go to the line.
Thad, I think you're becoming a Fenstermaker believer. She is feisty in the basket area.
I had a feeling we were going to get some kind of reference to her last name. Might be the only 4-syllable last name on anybody on this team. Anybody in this gym, perhaps. But it's a 4-point lead as Fenstermaker hits the first of 2 free throws. She had gone 1 for 2 on each of her first 2 trips. And so far only 1 made field goal in this quarter for Luers, as we've got 1:20 to go. She goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Rebound pulled down by Bailey. And that's Bright slowing it down in transition. Tried to get something going. Glenn is open for 3. No good. And Knoll rips away the rebound. And that's a jump ball. That'll give it right back to the Luers Knights. Good hustle play there. I think that was Bailey who went after that one. Glenn looks to put it in play.
Nice screen and
Foul
seal.
Called as Parent goes up with the blocked shot. She's got a little more than just the ball, though. Got the arm, too. They're going to call that one on number 10, Maisie Strand. That's her first foul. And the 7th team foul. It'll be free throws the rest of this half for both teams. First one is good by Parent.
Yeah, give Parent all the credit there. She screened across and then sealed, got underneath the defender there, and her teammate found her. I always feel like they should give the passer the assist if your pass leads to made free throws. Help out the guards. Get them assists.
1 for 2 on that trip. That's the first missed free throw of the game. Heck of an effort there by Kennedy Glenn, but she goes to the deck, and the ball goes out of bounds. Fortunately, she is back up. The good news is so far we have not had any injuries in this game.
Yeah, Glenn elevated there. This is historically known as the best gym floor to jump off of. And Glenn got up a little bit there on the rebound effort.
Loose ball, Luers ball. Got loose in a crowd there on the sidelines, and the Hornets knocked it out. So Glenn will put it in play, gets it to Sylvester. Going to get across that half-court line as quick as she can, but Knoll is all over.
Oh, that
Sylvester does get it across half-court.
Good ball handling by the freshman.
That's going to be out of bounds off of Luers. That could have easily been called a kickball, as Anna Parent kind of inadvertently dribbled it off her foot. Well, we get a timeout here. Excuse me, a 30-second timeout. So we'll go to a quick 30-second break here on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Welcome back, everyone. This is high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com. 10-7 in favor of Angola, as the Hornets will have the ball after the turnover just moments ago by the Knights.
Yeah, and I think the little first game excitement has led to some fouls and quite a few whistles here in the first quarter, as both teams are in the bonus.
Interesting to note, a lot of schools in the area canceled school today. Homestead, if I'm not mistaken, did. So did Carroll and Dwenger and Concordia. But a lot of those schools still having high school basketball tonight, Luers included. 3 from the wing by Lawrence, no good. Nice rebound pulled down by Leach, and a jump ball that will keep it with the Hornets.
Yeah, Luers nor Angola were in session today due to inclement weather. But game on here in the state of Indiana.
A pretty good amount of snow this morning. Kind of tapered off during the afternoon, though. Back to the outside Strand. Loose ball picked up by Fenstermaker. Hannah Knoll well guarded as the clock is down under 10. Thrown into no man's land and taken away by Parent. She pushes, loses the ball. And Fikes loses it, stolen from behind, and that is how the first quarter will end. Well, that's not what you want for Bishop Luers. You like getting the turnover there, but you'd like to get some points out of it too.
Yeah, and both of these teams playing extremely hard, active hands, never a dull moment, and so sort of, summative of the first 8 minutes there, that possession right there, turnover, but it really comes from defense. Just both teams playing extremely hard here to start the season. Start the first quarter, but start the season for these teams.
We'll be back after 30 seconds here on SummitCitySports.com.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any.
Back here at Bishop Luers High School, it is 10-7 Angola with the lead over Luers. As we get ready for the start of the second quarter, Luers had just one made field goal in that first half. Of course, you can credit that to the tough defense that Angola had played throughout the course of that quarter.
Yeah, you said it, Dad. And again, able to press even off of a make, and they will switch all 5 positions. And again, just a lot of pressure. Quick entry here to get a shot, and again, even the defensive pressure there.
Reinbold with the feed inside. Down the baseline goes Parent, and I think she stepped on the line. It was either that or she took a few too many steps, but they call her for stepping on the line, and still just one made field goal by the Knights here in this first half.
Yeah, and Angola, again, one of those teams that's really able to deny but also still be in help side as a
Loose
team.
Ball nearly stolen, and a foul is called. Hannah Knoll was the one who was fouled, and they're going to call it on Sarah Sylvester. And that's going to be free throws, still in the 1-and-1. That's the ninth team foul against the Luers Knights.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if both teams continue to keep up that defensive pressure.
Offensive rebound, stick back won't go, and the rebound pulled down. I believe that was Reinbold. Feeds it up ahead to Sylvester. Glenn, against a double team, throws it away. Right into the hands of Allie Lawrence. Strand puts it in transition. Make it 12-7 in favor of the Knights, or in favor of the Hornets, I beg your pardon. Trying to get it in as Glenn feeds it into Sylvester. And a ball out of bounds. That's Leach. Feeds it to the corner, over to Lawrence. Open is Strand. She'll try a three, can't knock it down. And it's Anna Parent who pulls down the rebound. Parent trying to go coast to coast, leans in, offensive foul. Well, we'll look at our latest Traction AP replay. This was the bucket in transition moments ago by Maisie Strand.
Yeah, nice find there by Hannah Knoll, pushing it off of the steal on the other end, and that's really Angola Hornet basketball.
Off the glass, no good, and we get a foul call. And it looks like they're going to get Lydia Reinbold for that foul. This free throw is good.
Yeah, no, really a playmaker on the court, and was able to create that shot for a teammate, also get the offensive rebound on the missed layup.
Did not get the second one, though. Good feed up ahead to Javins. Count the basket and one. Dory Javins, a transition bucket. And that's the second made field goal of the game for Luers. They pull within 4.
He's at the line shooting 1.
And make it a 3-point game. She's true from the charity stripe. Across the timeline. Feed to Fenstermaker, trying to lean in. Kicks it back out. Knoll. Extra pass, good. Couple of passes. And the 3 doesn't go. But an offensive board by Fenstermaker, and it's finally pulled down by the Knights. Up ahead to Glenn. Glenn makes a move, gets to the cup, and puts it home.
What a catch and read by Glenn. She caught that and quickly transitioned
right
to
back
her
the other
right.
way. Strand couldn't quite put it home. But it's now a 1-point game here at Luers, and nearly taken away. They're going to call that a foul on the Knights. And a couple of free throws coming up here for Maisie Strand. Rims out on the first attempt.
Glenn going to take a seat again. She was the recipient of that lead ahead pass, but what a catch. And it made her decision to cut across the court before she caught it, was able to do so, and a nice finish.
0 for 2, but an offensive board. Rebound putback doesn't go.
There again, Fenstermaker. She's a ball magnet on the offensive side of the ball.
Javins makes a couple of moves and just does get it out to Anna Parent, and she's fouled before the shot. It's going to be 1-1. That's the 9th team foul against Angola. They call it on Maisie Strand. That's going to be her 3rd, so she immediately gets into foul trouble.
And a parent at the line.
And Parent unable to connect. That would have tied the game, but she does get the rebound. And an extra possession for the Knights as Bailey feeds it over to Vassell. Javins, well guarded. 3-ball is good. Lydia Reinbold. That's 5 points in the game for Reinbold, and we're going to get a traveling call. And not to mention that 3 just gave the Knights the lead.
Yeah, and Coach Pixley's got to be loving this little pressure of their own for the Knights, creating some turnovers for the Hornets. A nice inside-out 3-ball there by Reinbold.
Reinbold, and a foul. Now that's going to be double bonus. That's the 10th team foul against Angola as the Knights try to add to their 2-point lead. Fenstermaker called for the foul. That's her first. And the first free throw is good by Reinbold.
And you see the fouls catching up maybe with both teams here. 4:50 remaining here in the second quarter, but this could be a long 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
1 for 2 is Reinbold on that trip. She's the leading scorer for the Knights with 6 points, but here comes Hannah Knoll back the other way. And that could have easily been called a travel. It was not, but this will be a jump ball. They're going to keep the possession with Angola.
Boy, Knoll's so good at splitting the trap. She's able to cross it over. Quick left-hand dribble low below the knees. Looks like she's done it 1,000 times.
Jana Fee into the game for the Hornets. This is Leach to put it in play. Reinbold able to guard her well. She gets it in, and that's going to be a foul. Javins can't believe it.
Yeah, and Thad, if these players want to be in the game in the fourth quarter, they are going to have to be able to pressure, play defense without fouling, as that is now the 3rd personal on Javins. Coach Pixley not thrilled about that number.
So she now gets into foul trouble. I believe she's the first player to get into foul trouble for Luers. The first free throw's no good, and that's been a struggle tonight for Angola.
And a relatively deep bench for Coach Pixley. They've got 10 on the bench. 9 have played.
Second one is good. So Lawrence goes 1 for 2 on that trip.
And now
she's on the board for the first
time.
Little
2-2-1 press this time for the Hornets.
Wide open on the wing is Bailey. She puts it home. A 3.
3-point goal by Bailey.
And that nearly stolen away down low. And here's Leach working her way around the perimeter. Oh, that's almost taken away. Bailey came close to getting a hand on the ball. Here goes Knoll, kicks it back outside for 3. Too strong. Almost knocked out of bounds, but Jana Fee saved it. And the 3 is good.
Boy, Fenstermaker again able to keep that alive. I'm not sure.
Fenstermaker's first 3 of the game.
Not sure if Fenstermaker's a ball magnet or if she's just outworking the other 9 people on the floor.
Sylvester, I think she was thinking about a long 3 that time. And now a foul is called. Well, every foul is going to mean free throws for the rest of this first half. 3:43 to go. They call that one on Allie Lawrence, and that's her first.
Yeah, Coach Appleton definitely wants his girls to pressure the ball, but that foul there, 30 feet away from the basket, probably not desired by Coach.
Able to make it 1 for 1 to start out. Two for 2 goes Sylvester from the charity stripe. And the Knights stretched their lead out to 4. They did not take a single lead in the first quarter. In fact, in that first quarter, they had just 1 made shot from the field. They're starting to establish a little more momentum here in the second, but we get a foul called on Audrey Vassell.
Yeah, speaking of a foul 30 feet away, that foul was 38 feet away from the basket. And again, both these coaches want their teams to play hard, but play smart at the same time.
Fenstermaker at the free throw line. She hits the first one. She's been at the free throw line quite a bit in this one.
That's what happens when you are a feisty basketball player, as Fenstermaker is.
It's 4 made free throws for Fenstermaker. She's got all her points from the charity stripe. Make it 5. And once again, it's a 2-point game. And that one goes over the head and into the hands of, I think that was Fenstermaker. It was. Back to Knoll. Feet inside, and the bucket goes for Allie Lawrence. And we got a tie ball game. Reinbold gets it across the timeline, somehow finds Bailey. Bailey makes a move, can't get it to go. And back the other way, meanwhile, comes Knoll. 3 ball won't go. Who's got the rebound? A battle for it. It's going to be a jump ball that should give it to Luers, and it does. Comes with 2:51 to play in the first half.
And again, you see the Hornets now going to a 2-2-1 3-quarter court press, really trying to trap the ball in and around half court. They're going to drop back into a man here out of that 2-2-1 look.
Sylvester, well guarded by Lawrence. Floater in the lane. Offensive foul. Well, that's 3 fouls on Sylvester.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. Angola able to pressure but also be in help side. Sign of a good team, as Glenn will return to the night lineup.
Fenstermaker set to bring it across the timeline. She gets it.
Watch a curl here in the middle of the lane for Angola. They love to bring a teammate into the free throw line area.
Here's Fee for 3, too strong. And the rebound is won by the Knights. Up ahead to Reinbold. She'll try the 3 in transition, no good. Battle for the ball, won by Reinbold, and an extra possession for the Knights. Out to Glenn. Reinbold's open again. This would be a 2 if it goes. It does. And the lead right back to the Knights.
I like the confidence of Reinbold. If you missed the first one, try again.
Reinbold, that's 8 points ripped away, and that's Reinbold again who comes up with a takeaway. And we get a foul called on the Hornets.
Fouls on number 33, Kayla Fenstermacher.
Kayla Fenstermacher called for the foul.
First, second.
And that will send Reinbold to the free throw line. He's already got 8 points in the game. Got a chance to close in on double figures, perhaps. And I jinxed it.
Patty Reinbold left the line.
Maybe commentator jinx there, Thad.
Still a 2-point lead in favor of the Knights. They'll take on Southside on Thursday night. The second one is good. And Southside had a tough loss at the hands of Cathedral on Saturday, a game where they scrapped and clawed, but had a 3.5-minute scoring drought in the fourth quarter. As the ball goes out of bounds, last touched, it looked like by the Hornets, and yes, that's the call.
Yeah, Coach Pixley's got to be happy with his overall team defense, especially in the half court, as really making it difficult on that 5-out, 5-wide Angola offense.
And a parent to put it in play. And now it's Bailey getting across the timeline, finds Vassell. Vassell drives, kicks it out, open three. It's Glenn, can't knock it down. Ball out of bounds. That's going to be last touch by the Knights. There's a loose ball foul, so it's going to result in free throws for the Hornets. It's on Vessel. It's double bonus, meanwhile, for Lauren Leach. And she's 1 for 2 so far, 1 for 1 so far, I should say.
Smooth looking stroke by the sophomore for Angola Leach.
Now she's 1 for 2. And here's Reinbold with the rebound. Oh, nice defense there by Lawrence. Hustles after it. And she falls down as the pass went her way.
Yeah, a nice little touch pass idea there by Feed, looking to kick it out to her in the corner.
I don't know what happened there. She just fell down as the ball went to her.
Yeah, that pass, everything contested. I think the Knights might have got a deflection there.
Back outside to Anna Parent. Parent looks to drive inside, and now we're going to get a moving screen.
And that might be the third on Glenn. We'll see what the scoreboard reads.
It's her second. And since it was an offensive foul, it's not going to be free throws for the Hornets. They're just going to get the possession. You often say every foul at this point of the game means free throws when you got 10 fouls by the opposing team, but not when it's an offensive foul. Loose ball fouls result in free throws, but not offensive fouls. The feed inside off the hand of number 25, Rachel Cockcroft, and out of bounds back to the Knights.
Yeah, I think the idea was good. All these players do a great job playing with their head up, but that pass just beyond the reach of her teammate. And so 33 seconds here. Let's see if the Knights hold it for one. I bet they'll take the first good shot they see.
Can't get it to go, and the rebound pulled down by Lawrence. And now we'll see if Angola holds for the final shot of the half. There's no shot clock in the state of Indiana. A few states that do have it, but Indiana's not one of them. It's down to 12 seconds. Here's Leach. Under 10 seconds to go. Lawrence puts up a three. Short.
3
Pulled
seconds.
down by Reinbold. She'll put up a desperation heave, and that's not going to go. Well, we can tell from here that was off the side of the backboard.
Yeah, great effort there by Reinbold and a really entertaining first 16 minutes of basketball here at Bishop Luers High School.
Well, we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. You're watching high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
24-22 at halftime in this game between the Bishop Luers Knights and the Angola Hornets. Good time to get in a word from our sponsors that allow us to come and do the many games that we get to do on SummitCitySports.com. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Acme Bar and Grill is currently located at 1105 East State Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Order your favorite pizza, pasta, salad, and more, all with the click of a button. Acme Bar and Grill accepts orders online for pickup. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurtz Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. The world is waiting for you to make a difference in a way that only you can. Discover your strengths at Indiana Wesleyan University's residential campus in Marion, Indiana. Visit indwes.edu. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been serving food consistently since 1973. Their recipes use only the best fresh ingredients. They are family-owned, and they pride themselves in great quality. For more information, go to elaztecarestaurant.com. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. You can count on them to provide you with a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Their specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in the new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, which saves you both time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. Well, a 24-22 lead at halftime for the Knights of Bishop Luers, and it started out, they struggled from the field a little bit, but they started to get a little bit of a rhythm going and figure out some ways to score against this press.
Yeah, and both teams very excited to play early in the season, as all teams are, and I think that led to maybe some sloppy play. I think we should probably credit the defensive intensity of both teams in causing those turnovers and trying to create scoring opportunities. And Angola is going to press you 84 feet even after a miss, as we saw numerous times. And so, hard to get in a rhythm. You got to be able to come out and play confidence and play through turnovers and mistakes for both teams. But you're right, the Luers got up there, hit a couple shots as Reinbold hit a three. I think took a 5-point lead. And then right before the half there, Angola able to cut it back to 2. And so I expect to see really a lot of what we saw in the first half in the next 16 minutes.
Leading scorer for the Knights was Lydia Reinbold. Leading scorer for the Hornets was Hannah Knoll. She's got 5 points, but she's kind of cooled down a little bit there in the second quarter as far as scoring goes, at least.
Yeah, and give Luers credit. They did a really good job on Knoll, a really good player in the state of Indiana, in the region, obviously, but did a good job pressuring her. Help side was always there. And despite Knoll's playmaking abilities, able to hold her to 5 points, which I think any coach on Angola's schedule this year is going to be thrilled to do in the first half.
Well, at Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. Parkview serves every level of athlete with their integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about their services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, our replay is brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. We'll go ahead and take a look at one from the first half. This happened in the second quarter. Again, the replay brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance right off the miss. And I believe that's number 34, Dory Javens, with the bucket there in transition, getting herself the and one opportunity. Good bucket there by Javens.
Yeah, and both of these teams, but Luers is especially, all 5 players able to rebound and start the transition break with the dribble. A luxury for any coach to have in high school basketball.
We'll get a look at a couple other replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Now, this was the bucket that gave Luers their first lead of the game. Lydia Reinbold hits a 3 with her team struggling from the field, but starts to find a rhythm at that point.
Yeah, and you like her ability to shoot it from 2-3 steps behind the line. The line 19 feet 9 inches. She was about 22 feet there, and a little tickle of the nylon for Reinbold.
This was when the lead started to get a little bit bigger. Luers was up 16-14. They get a transition opportunity, and Delaney Bailey puts it in from downtown.
Yeah, and sometimes this is one of those games where you have to admit it as a coach. It's shoot it before you turn it over. And so if you have an open shot tonight, the way these two teams are playing defense, be ready to chuck it and then go pursue the offensive glass like we've seen Fenstermaker do so often tonight. She's probably got 6 offensive rebounds for Angola.
Well, we've got about 2.5 minutes left. We will come back after this 2-minute break. You're watching high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
Well, we are back ready for the start of the second half here on SummitCitySports.com. 24-22 is the lead for Bishop Luers with 16 more minutes of basketball left to be played. And after tonight, Bishop Luers will head just a little bit down the road from here to Southside High School. I'm not even sure they need the bus for that particular trip.
Yeah, with this weather, you might want to. But a tough 3-game schedule here after defeating
carpool.
After defeating Central Noble big in their first game to start the season, but at Southside on the 14th, and then hosting Norwell, a very good Norwell team, here on the 20th of the month. Angola on the flip side will host DeKalb on the 15th, and then turn around and play Norwell, that same Norwell team, the very next day at Norwell. So the next couple of games for the Hornets.
And that Southside team that Luers will be playing on Thursday night, they're licking their teeth a little bit, and you might say they're might say they're out for blood after their loss to Cathedral on Saturday. Had that fourth quarter where they went about 3.5 minutes without scoring a basket. Starting off with the basketball here in the second half is Angola. As Hannah Knoll feeds it to the top of the key to Fenstermaker. Nearly turned over there by
Yeah, and
the
again,
Hornets.
You saw some ball
Stolen
screens.
away. Oh, that one almost turned over again. Looked for all the world like it was, and a ball out of bounds, last touch by the Hornets.
You saw some ball screens. You saw some weaves there. That was just very well defended by the Knights.
Full court pressure here by the Hornets. As Bright gets it across the timeline. Oh, nearly ripped away, and that's going to be a jump ball. And with Angola opening the half with the ball, that should go back to Luers.
Yeah, nothing easy here. You never want to jump to pass, leave your feet to pass. Get the defender up, step around. Got to plan ahead against pressure defense.
24-22. This is Reinbold with the basketball, waiting for the screen. She gets one. Reinbold looks to drive inside, puts it home.
Great help defense there by the Hornets, but Reinbold, the lefty going left, able to finish the play.
Lydia Reinbold now with 11 points in the game. This is Knoll with the basketball, backs out away from Glenn. Now, good save there along the sideline. That was Davis who got the save. Three won't go from Leach, and it's Reinbold who pulls down the board. Reinbold pushes, finds Glenn. She puts it home.
Boy, Glenn, so good in transition, able to catch that. Put it up so soft. Just a kiss.
Am I working with Bill Raftery here?
The greatest.
Well, 28-22, and we get a timeout, meanwhile, called by Angola. But a heck of a start to this second half for the Luers Knights. And you think about the contrast between this second half and the first half, but more on that in a moment as we show you the replay brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance.
Yeah, you always want to give the passer the credit, but watch the catch and just the, again, slowing down her momentum, putting that just high off of the window. Glenn. Like a cool fall day, using the window.
And you think about the contrast between the way this third quarter started and the way the first quarter started. Luers struggled to score from the field. Well, here in the third quarter, they've opened up with a mini run, but a run nonetheless.
Yeah, always nice when you can get a couple layups. Again, you saw Reinbold and then Glenn there getting a couple easy baskets, easy shots close to the basket, whereas Angola's shot a couple threes to start quarter number 3.
Well, they're back out on the floor ready for the remainder of this third quarter, a third quarter that has 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in it.
Yeah, and I think if you're Coach Appleton here, you'll want to get Hannah Knoll a shot, and right now you see the Knights very focused on forcing Knoll to give it up when she penetrates and letting the other Hornets shoot it.
There goes Knoll, one-on-one to the glass.
An absolute clear out there. Great call by Coach Appleton. Emptied the right side of the floor, and a little stutter and go by Hannah Knoll.
7 points for Knoll. She was on fire to start this game. Cooled down there in the second quarter. Glenn with the baseline jumper.
Liked her eyes on the shot fake, eyed the rim, and then put it on the deck to her weak hand. Nice touch from 8 feet.
Good answer by Kennedy Glenn. She's got 6 points. Fee trying to answer from downtown, won't go. Offensive rebound, leaning in.
Guess who?
Fenstermaker. You're right, it was Fenstermaker. Up ahead to Glenn. Little stop and pop, and it goes.
Somebody get her some aloe. Glenn has got the hot hand.
32-24 in favor of the Knights. Good feed inside. And the bucket doesn't go. Halfway down from Davis and out of bounds. Last touched by the Hornets.
Boy, if I'm Coach Pixley, give it to Glenn and get the heck out of the way.
She has had the hot hand here in the third quarter.
Per NBA Jam rules, she is heating up. Actually, she's in fuego. She's on fire. That's 3 shots in a row for Glenn.
Pass gets tipped, but right into the hands of Bailey. From the baseline, Reinbold knocks it down. That's a triple.
The hot hand now contagious, Thad. It's the Reinbold and Glenn show.
That's what they say about shooting. It's contagious. Driving the lane and getting called for the offensive foul is Knoll. And that's going to be her first. That's the good news for Angola, is that Knoll is not in foul trouble. Oh, good feed up ahead. Reinbold kicks it back out. Bailey for three. She got fouled. Oh, that ref was quick to whistle that. She must have gotten knocked from behind in the arm by Knoll. As she tries to add is what is now the biggest lead of the game for Luers. They're up 11. The first time either team has had a double-figure lead in this game.
Yeah, a couple of quick ones on Hannah Knoll there, and shooting 3 free throws. Number 30 for the Knights, Delaney Bailey. And again, you see the confidence in her shot. That might be simply from watching her teammates just fill it up here to start the third quarter.
4:59 to go. She's 1 for 2 so far. One for 3 in the end. Well, still a 12-point lead for the Knights, but you hate to leave free throws out there on the court. As Leach feeds it off to Fenstermaker. She gets around the defender. That was Bailey who was on her. Tough pass.
That was a nice find by Fenstermaker.
But the three doesn't go, and it's ripped away by Bailey. The feed to Glenn. Who wants it? She just taps it to Reinbold. You take it. Get yourself 2 points.
Nice. And Coach Pixley talked about sharing the basketball, and perfect example there of Glenn sharing the sugar. Oh, and a little steal there by that
feed
right?
Up ahead to Reinbold. She puts it in again.
With the right hand.
And that's 18 for Reinbold.
Give Bright the theft and assist. Janaea Bright, the junior guard.
What a night for Reinbold. 18 points, a couple of assists to go along with that. Player went down, no foul called. And Leach couldn't hit. My goodness. Up ahead to Bright. She puts it up and in. Too easy. And it's an 18-point lead for the Knights.
Yeah, you see the difference here. This time when Angola misses, unable to get into their press, and Bishop Luers just beating them down the floor for easy transition baskets.
I was going to say, they have gotten out and run quite consistently and quite effectively here in this second half. What a contrast to what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, that is the poison of a press defense against them after a miss.
Here's Knoll with the step back, no good. Bailey splits a couple of defenders. How about that series of crossovers, but can't connect on the jumper, and they're going to get Bailey for the foul. 3:02 to go in this third quarter. As Mark Pixley has some words for his players. He's been here for 6 years as the head coach at Bishop Luers. It's a Luers program that has won 6 state championships.
Yeah, Coach Pixley's done a fantastic job over his 6 years. All of his players always play with a ton of confidence. They share it well. And an 18-point lead here against the number 10 preseason ranked team in 3A.
Here's Strand with the feed to Fenstermaker. Had it blocked. And a foul along the bench. No, ball out of bounds. Back to Angola.
Boy, Coach Appleton, he sees his team just cannot catch a break. They've missed some 4-footers there. A good look at a left-hand drive for Fenstermaker on a clear out.
Now Bailey will get a breather as Anna Parent comes in to take her place. Feed goes into Fenstermaker. Lawrence for 3. Can't knock it down. And it's pulled down by Reinbold. Here comes Glenn. Feeds it over. Bright for 3. Little bit short. And that's Megan Nason who pulled down the rebound.
Nice hustle there by Glenn. Little Petey into the Angola coaching staff.
Lauren Leach getting set to inbound, but before that we'll have a quick sub.
Yeah, I think Parent might have come down awkward on the ankle.
That's Sarah Sylvester who comes into the game. Jayla Fikes is number 2, Sylvester number 3. You come to Bishop Luers and come to this gymnasium, you'll see all the banners hanging up for state championships. The football team's won 11 of them. Girls basketball team has won 6 of them. In fact, Luers girls had one golfer that made it to state, Madeline Pape. I believe it was Sarah Bush who made it to state in cross country. Fenstermaker drives to the lane, puts it home.
A much-needed bucket for the Hornets.
And that's nearly taken away, but they just barely get it to Reinbold. And she finds Glenn. Glenn looking to push. Count it, and a foul!
Little lefty and one there for Glenn as the C just kind of parted there, and she'll step to the line for a chance at 3 points the hard way.
First we'll get a substitution. It looks like Anna Parent's okay. She'll come back into the ball game. As Glenn tries to complete the 3-point play here. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Couldn't knock it down. And still an opportunity for Angola to get back in this ball game. They've got 4 points total in this quarter. Knoll couldn't knock it down. Lawrence skies for the rebound right over Bright. And a foul is called. I think it's going to be on the Knights.
That was a strong backside board by number 15 there.
Well, they get Anna Parent for the foul.
Allie Lawrence, give her credit, going after the rebound with 2 hands, squeezing the pumpkin.
44-26 with less than 2 to go. They get it in to Fee. And here's Knoll against 3 defenders, still puts it home.
Little finger roll.
Oh, there's a chance for Parent, one-on-one, count it! And another and one chance.
And again, there's the difference in halves. The Knights able to get out even after a make there, as they are leaking out against this pressure defense of Angola and finding some scoring opportunities at the other end.
Megan Nissen called for the foul. That's her 3rd. Not heard much from her, but she's now in foul trouble, but another free throw left out there. This is Leach, very well guarded by Glenn, not allowing her any space. And Lawrence can't hit the 3. Bright grabs the board.
This time the Hornets get back, but Bright
had it blocked. Trying to get back down the other way is the Luers defense. And Noel wasn't quite ready for that one, but wide open underneath is Lawrence, and that extra dribbling allowed for the foul.
Yeah, nice find. Always the head up is Hannah Knoll, and that foul, I believe, going to be called on the ground.
Well, they are going to call it on the ground. I think she wanted the, not quite continuation, but she wanted to claim that she was in the act of shooting. But again, she doesn't take those dribbles. She just turns and puts it off the glass. You're probably looking at 2 points.
Yeah, maybe surprised at how open she was, but needs to put that up with her left hand.
Leach has it tipped by Glenn, but recovered by Lawrence. Inside a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, you can see Glenn out there battling the fatigue. These girls are playing hard, getting down in a stance now.
Nissen with the ball. Back over to Lawrence.
Switching, she's been guarding the ball for 32 seconds.
Nissen with it. She's got Bright on her as Angola looking to hold for the last shot, it looks like.
Tough.
And traveling. Traveling called on the Hornets. Well, that is not what you want to have happen if you're Angola. You're trying to hold for the final shot there. Now, being down 18 points with 30-plus seconds to go, is it a little early to start holding for the final shot, do you think?
I tell you what, I'm taking the first good shot available in this type of game, but right now with 8 seconds, you do want to give yourself the last opportunity.
Well, for Luers having the lead, they can go, but they're running out of time. Reinbold puts it up, and that's not going to go. That's an air ball. Well, again, You understand holding for the last shot, but they took quite a bit of time off the clock there.
You know, it was 26-24 at halftime. I don't think anybody could have predicted a 20-4 third quarter in favor of the Knights. But Coach Pixley spoke some words of magic to his team at halftime and obviously able to find some transition buckets.
We'll be back after
quarter.
30 seconds here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. One more quarter of basketball left to go as Bishop Luers leads it 46-28. A game that was close at halftime. It was 26-24 at halftime, but Luers held Angola to 4 points. Check that, 24-22 was the score at halftime, but they held Angola to 6 points there in the third quarter. We get a foul on the Knights to start out the fourth.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Appleton, it's kind of difficult to tell your girls, but you want to tell them to just do exactly what they were doing. They could not buy a bucket inside or outside in that third quarter, but you got to keep shooting them, and averages are going to play out here in the fourth, you got to think.
And a parent will get a breather as Glenn stays close on Leach. Back out to Lawrence. She drives inside. Contested three by Knoll, but she knocks it down anyway. And I believe that's 10 points for Knoll. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Knights. So don't close the books on this one just yet. Luers is up 15, but the Hornets have a chance to get a little run going. Don't ever close the books with 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Unless you're reading a book, then close that book and watch the basketball game.
Unless that book is a U.S. history book, keep reading it and do your homework.
Says the Northrop High School history teacher. Lawrence, little Euro step, had it blocked. Feed up ahead to Glenn. One-on-one, a little bit too strong. Blocked, but a foul. And that will send Javins to the line with 7 minutes to go.
Fouls on Lauren Leach.
They call it on Leach. And Javins unable to hit the first free throw well. We've only had one basket here in the fourth quarter. But you hate to leave points out there, especially at this point in the game. But she does knock down the second one, Javins does. And really both teams have left a lot out there on the free throw line. Leach feeds it over to Knoll. She's well guarded. That's Glenn.
Yeah, and again, you see that 5-out offense by Angola. A lot of curl cuts in there by the free throw line area.
Feed to Lawrence. Leach for three. No good.
And again, the iron unkind from three for Angola tonight. I'd hate to see their three-point percentage.
16-point lead for Luers. And she hits that three. You're talking about perhaps a huge momentum swing.
Oh, absolutely. A confidence builder, too, for her teammates just to see the ball go in the hoop.
Bailey trying to get inside. Double team. Kicks it back out.
Give these Hornets credit, still getting after it defensively.
That's a kick ball on the Hornets. I think it was Lawrence who got the foot up there.
I believe that's a Nike shoe she's wearing. Kicked by the Nike.
If you're a native of Oregon, you might like hearing that, unless you're an Oregon State Beavers fan. Obviously, that's a reference to the founder of Nike, Phil Knight.
I do like the kicks out there of the Hornets. Speaking of kicks, look at Glenn's.
Reinbold, the jumper off glass.
It's currently 9 p.m., but somehow Lydia Reinbold just found a bank that was open.
And meanwhile, back on the other end, that's Fenstermaker making it happen down low. She's got 9. And quickly back the other way is Sylvester. Sylvester quick as a cat. And the reverse doesn't go. Second chance, that doesn't go either. Fee gives it up to Knoll. Three by Fenstermaker. It's good. And there is a little momentum here for Angola. That's 12 points for Fenstermaker, and it prompts a timeout. A 30-second timeout. We'll stay with you here for this one. Well, again, a couple of made threes. Just, I believe, one made shot from the field for Luers in this half. And all of a sudden, Angola has some life.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what they needed. Again, you did not see those shots going in the third quarter, and they're able to string 2 possessions in a row offensively into baskets. And, again, the talent level, the skill level of Angola is the exact same as it was in the first half. They just had a rough third quarter. So I'm excited about this 5 minutes and 7 seconds remaining.
Angola came out in the third quarter, pushing the ball in transition, getting shots to fall on those transition opportunities, and really pulling away. They had an 18-point lead, which they took to the end of the third quarter. And now Angola will get a chance to set up that press. Feed into Reinbold. She gets double-teamed. Now does Luers have an answer for the pressure? Well, there goes Javens down the floor. Finds the open Glenn. A little bit too strong, but the offensive rebound eventually pulled down by Javens. Here's Reinbold on the drive. Little turnaround jumper. It goes.
So give Reinbold all the credit in the world. She got into the basket area, then got low and smart. Waited for the defense to make a mistake and then put it in.
And an offense. No, count the basket. Count the basket for Angola.
Allie Lawrence, number 15. What a response.
So make it a 13-point game. And, you know, Angola has left a lot of points out there on the free throw line, but they've got a chance to make this a 12-point game.
And, you know, if they make it, they got a chance to press here.
She did.
And there you see a full-court man press. This is what Luers was able to break so well in the third quarter.
Here goes Sylvester down the floor. Stops and pops. A little bit too strong off the window. Offensive rebound by Anna Parent.
Yeah, give the sophomore credit. Backside rebounding by Parent.
Out to Bailey. Bailey looks to drive the lane. Tough shot. Couldn't get it to go. If she had gotten that to fall, that would have gotten a roar from this crowd.
That might have been the highlight of November, the double cross right-hand scoop.
Highlight of November, and playoff football still going on. Three games going on this Friday night, which will be seen on Summit City Sports. I will be at Concordia for their game against Bishop Chittard. And, of course, we'll also have Homestead in another big game as they take on Carmel. And Bishop Luers taking on Harrison on the road. Bishop Dwenger taking on Harrison. And a foul called. This is going to be against the Knights, I believe.
Yeah, no, they're able to deflect it away. Sylvester, give her credit, dove on the loose ball first. And then I think they got Knoll for their reach-in.
I said it was on the Knights. It's actually on the Hornets. And Sylvester, again, quick down the floor.
Yeah, able to dribble against that pressure with her head up. Just a freshman, Sylvester.
Bailey lost it, and I think she's going to be called for the foul here. Yes, she is. 12-point game. Now the door is still wide open for Angola to come back and make this a ball game. Here's Hannah Knoll bringing it down the floor. Less than 4 minutes to go. Luers with a 12-point lead. Knoll trying to go against Parent. Almost ran into her own teammate. That was Leach. Feeds it inside. Fenstermaker puts it home.
What a pass by Leach just over the outstretched Knight defender.
And here's Bright back down the floor. 10-point lead. 3.5 to go. Still a ball game.
And now if you're Angola, you sort of got the momentum on your side. Bishop Luers is kind of in that zone where should we shoot early? Should we keep attacking? Should we run clock? And sometimes when teams get in that mode, you can turn them over.
Here's Leach coming the other way. She slows it down. Check that. That's Knoll. Feeds it back outside. That's Fee for three. In and out.
That was halfway down. She should get a point and a half.
Well, that's going to be a foul called on the rebound. How about this for an update? The number 1 ranked Kentucky Wildcats lose at the hands of Evansville. 67-64.
That was that game in Indiana.
I don't know if you got that update on your phone, but I saw that and I immediately thought my eyes might just be deceiving me.
Well, last time Kentucky came to Indiana, I believe they lost. Maybe a different team, but don't come to Indiana in November, Kentucky.
That was definitely unexpected for Kentucky, but that was a really good Indiana team in 2011. Got even better the following years. We have a full timeout meanwhile, so we will take a quick break here on SummitCitySports.com.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting me up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
51-41, Bishop Luers with the 10-point lead. That lead was 18 when this third quarter started, but Angola has cut into it.
Yeah, and what you haven't seen in the fourth quarter, at least in the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, is those easy transition baskets that Bishop Luers was getting throughout the third. And 2 minutes and 54 seconds left. Angola is going to need to, A, play without fouling, get to the free throw line themselves, and knock down some open jump shots when they have them.
Meanwhile, Bailey headed to the free throw line.
Bailey at the line.
And 1-1, she misses on the first free throw.
Yeah, that was a gift. See if Angola can take advantage.
Here's Knoll, one-on-one. She kicks it back out. Open three. Left it short. And Inapparent, to be on the safe side, went ahead and grabbed the rebound. Reinbold double-teamed.
Nice.
Coming back to get it was Javins. And she's cut off, but gets it back out to Reinbold.
Yeah, nice step through by the senior there. And you see this trapping going on. Luers is handling the pressure very well.
Parent drives down the baseline and puts it home.
That is tough. Angola was playing their heart out for about 25 seconds of defense there.
Lawrence had the open three, but found the open player. She missed it. Luers ball. And you wonder if maybe that timeout was a little beneficial for the Knights.
Strand will check in for Fee.
Full court pressure here by the Hornets. And this is Javins trying to get it across the timeline. And we get a foul called in transition. That'll be another 1-1 chance for the Knights.
Boy, and you can see it already. This Knights team is going to be very, very hard to beat this year. Ball handling at all 5 positions on the floor. They're going to be tough to trap, tough to turn over. And you see the growth that's probably going to happen for Coach Pixley's team throughout the season. They're just going to get better and better despite this tough schedule the next couple games.
We got a final score, another one of our games going on SummitCitySports.com. Concordia Lutheran defeats Belmont 32-30. And meanwhile, back here at Luers, that was Janiah Bright who knocked down the first of 2 free throws. And she goes 2 for 2. Our good buddy Ryan Dellinger would be there calling that game tonight. I think Ryan's a Concordia grad, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, he also coaches baseball at Southside. I worked with him for high school football when Wayne took on Marion earlier this year. Lawrence, kick out to Leach for 3, and she knocks it home. A much-needed bucket there for the Hornets.
Yeah, I think those are just going to be too few and far between for Angola tonight. Not able to shoot it well from behind the three-point arc.
Javens couldn't get it to go, left it a little bit short. And with the rebound there is Lawrence coming the other way, feeds it out.
Needed in a
Open 3
timeout.
No good. And Javens grabs it, and she gets fouled.
For 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, and Bishop Luers here with a chance to extend this to a 13-point lead.
So Javens at the free throw line, where she was moments ago, but this time she misses the front end, and again the door's still open for Angola to cut into this deficit. Maybe come back and tie it, but a loose ball taken away by Bright. One-on-one, puts it home. Janiyah Bright with 6 points in the game as Lawrence drives, can't put it home, just a little strong off the rim and the outlet to Javens. One-on-one, Javens finishes. Well, there's some of what we saw in that third quarter.
Absolutely, and I think you see the realization on the faces of Angola. Bright, almost another set.
Well, she thought she had it, and so did Mark Pixley.
Right at half court. Put that in the scouting report if you're Norwell and Southside. Number 33, quick hands against the crossover.
Southside, of course, is the team that Luers will be playing on Thursday night. That's a road game for Luers, so they can just carpool right down the road.
Save some gas money. Would not suggest bicycling in this temperature, though.
Oh, definitely not. I wouldn't even try bicycling.
Or unicycling.
I wouldn't try unicycling if it was hot outside. Foul called against the Hornets. Have you ever tried unicycling?
Got a neighbor, Bruce, who was a unicycle guru. I believe he had his black belt in unicycling. But no, not myself.
You get a black belt in unicycling?
That, in the state of Indiana, yes, Dad.
I thought that was a martial arts thing. First one is no good for Reinbold.
Boy, I tell you, that's the one thing Coach Pixley might be able to talk to his team about is their free throw shooting.
They started off well from the charity stripe, but as this game has gone on, you've seen them leave a lot of points out there as Reinbold just left 2 out there. Now, overall, she scored 22 points. Nice steal by Bright. She jumped that pass and takes it to the rim.
Guess who?
Janiyah Bright.
Janiyah Bright.
8 points for Bright. Open for 3 is Leach. Puts it home.
Just hit one from there.
But with 10 seconds to go, this is going to be a Luers victory when all is said and done.
And I give these Knights credit. They handled the pressure in the second half against a very good Angola Hornets basketball team. You're going to see that team win a lot of games this 2019-2020 season. But the Knights, maybe putting the SAC on notice, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
So the Knights win it 61-48, the final score here at Bishop Luers High School. And, well, as far as stats are concerned, the leading scorer for the Knights was Lydia Reinbold. She scores 22 points to lead all scorers. Kennedy Glenn added 10 points. And really both of those girls proved to be a huge force for the Knights in getting up and down the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting up and down the floor was the key to success there. You know, Coach Pixley talked about it in the halftime speech. And in that third quarter, they came out, were able to rebound the basketball. Angola could not knock down a shot, and that turned into transition opportunities for Bishop Luers. And boy, did they take advantage. I believe a 20-point third quarter against a very good Hornet team.
14 points scored by Kayla Fenstermaker for Angola. Hannah Knoll added 13 as well, and also adding 10 was Lauren Leach. So several players scoring in double figures for Angola, but the Knights were able to really shut them down, particularly in the third quarter. We'll talk more about that when we return here on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Well, back here at Bishop Luers High School on Summit City Sports, Thad Goff along with Andrew Wiss. And in this game, it was really a contrast between halves. The first half very close. Luers struggled to get out and score, struggled to score from the field actually. But then in the second half, they started off by getting out and scoring in transition and really making things difficult on Angola.
Yeah, and give Luers all the credit in the world. Of course, they got it out in transition, and they did get some easy baskets against very little Angola Hornet defense, but they also hit some shots early. Reinbold Glenn hit a couple of baseline jump shots, which really you could see that confidence spread, and the shot making really became contagious for the Knights as they were able to really fill it up and really make it a breakaway game there in the third quarter.
And also in that third quarter, the Knights held the Hornets to just 6 points total. Hornets cut into that deficit a little bit, but the Knights really got them behind the 8 ball and didn't quite close it out at that point, but really put the game in a difficult spot.
Yeah, and Angola's a very good team, so we almost expected that comeback. I don't think they're going to have a quarter the rest of this year where they only score 6 points. It was almost a perfect storm of not making shots and then giving up transition layups, which if you're Coach Appleton, you got to tell your girls, we're much better than we played that third quarter. And again, I'd be surprised to see if they don't if they have a quarter again where they only put up 6 points.
Well, that's going to do it from here at Bishop Luers High School. For our camera operator, Mariah Nicholson, and for Morgan Carroll, and for my color analyst, Andrew Wiss, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Bishop Luers High School. Luers wins it 61-48.